Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is April predictions. So I am putting this out at the end of March 2023. So it would mostly apply to April 2023, but if for some reason you're watching this later than when I put it out, then it would just apply to the next April for you. So there are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 1, the Book of Shadows, because the Book of Shadows on this card reminds me of my journal. I've been an avid journaler since I was probably 16, so all the scribbles and stuff reminds me of that. I will put the timestamps in the description down below, so feel free to pause the video now to select your pile and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the Book of Shadows, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 3 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, Death in Reverse, and the Chariot. For your Making Magic cards, we got Prosperity and Philosopher's Stone. Alright, my pile 1. So what is happening for you in the month of April? We start off your spread with this 3 of Cups, and immediately what I'm hearing is that a lot of you will be celebrating something or just generally spending a lot more time with your friends. Maybe now that the weather's heating up, you're going out a little bit more. I definitely can see like a few people at a bar, just like hanging out with their friends, going out to dinner. I can like envision people walking down like a street and maybe like the street lights are on, but it's not like super dark yet. Like it's like 7 p.m., somewhere in there. Like I can definitely see you just going out more and having a lot more fun, because the 3 of Cups is a card about celebration and friendship and having fun. So definitely it seems like a very social month for the people in this pile. And paired with this 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles is about luxury and financial dependence. So it could be that you are in particular celebrating a bonus you got, a promotion, a new job offer, something along those lines. Or you just feel like you're in a good place financially. Maybe, for example, if you're like American, you got your tax return, you have a little extra spending money, and so you are using that to kind of go out and have these great new experiences with your friends. But for a lot of you, I am getting that you are celebrating some kind of financial milestone, whatever that may be. Maybe you paid off loans, maybe you got a promotion, like I said, something like that. But there's this sense here of leveling up in terms of your financial stability in the month of April. Now, the way that you are able to do this is by embodying this Queen of Swords energy. So for a lot of you, you could be an Aquarius or another air sign, so Gemini or Libra, but most strongly Aquarius, or have an air sign placement in your natal chart, so Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally, you tend to embody this Queen of Swords energy, which is someone who is very pragmatic in their approach to practical matters. So for example, I think whatever this financial milestone is, it's something that you've been working towards or planning for a while. So if it's a new job, you have been applying to different jobs, you've been in the interview process, you've been really getting your ducks in a row, so to speak, in order for this to happen. If it's a promotion at the job you're currently at, maybe you made like a list of the reasons why you deserve the promotion. You've been really advocating for yourself. And if it's some other milestone that you have, then it's definitely something that you've been working towards, because the Queen of Swords is someone who tends to plan and tends to gather all the details about something before they pursue action. It's a very intellectual card, and it's one that sometimes has a tendency to overthink. And I am picking up on that because I get this feeling with Death in Reverse next to this, that there is a tendency for some of you to overthink so much that you prevent yourself from moving forward or accepting change, because it's very easy for you to second guess, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? What if this is the wrong thing and I've like messed up my life or something? And you can also get very in your head and kind of remove yourself from these fun situations that are represented by the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. You can get in your head and be like, maybe I shouldn't be going out and having fun. Maybe I should have more money. And unfortunately, it is the reality of adulthood that you kind of have to decide between having fun, having experiences, and saving money. But what I will say is that you cannot take your money with you in death. I don't think that anyone should compromise their safety or their livelihood. I'm not saying to spend all your money recklessly, but if you have a little extra spending money, you should take the opportunity to utilize it. I mean, you deserve to have fun, and I think sometimes, especially Queen of Swords figure, can be just all work and no play, and I think sometimes that takes a toll on you, especially with this death in reverse. Like I said, there's this energy of holding back or being very resistant to change in the month of April. So in particular, I think, although you have something new to celebrate, and it could be the strengthening of friendships, this new financial opportunity that you have coming in, part of you might feel like, okay, when's the other shoe going to drop? Or maybe I am having too much fun, I'm neglecting other roles in my life or something. And because of that, you are kind of trying to pull back or not indulge as much, or you don't congratulate yourself. That's what I just heard. You don't take the time to celebrate. Oh, you don't take the time to celebrate your own accomplishments. So I feel like maybe even your friends are trying to force you to like go out and celebrate something. It could even be some of your birthdays. That's what I just heard. So maybe your friends are trying to get you to go out to have fun, and you're like, no, I don't really need to do that. And everyone's like, no, you need to live a little. You need to let go of these notions that you don't deserve to be celebrated, or the accomplishments that you've done in your life don't deserve to be celebrated. And I do think that even though there is this lingering energy of being very resistant to change because you are so in your head, because you are an overthinker in the month of April, with the Chariot ending the pile, the Chariot is a major arcana card about victories. So I do see you overcoming this doubt and learning how to celebrate your own victories, because the Chariot is someone who works very hard, very diligently, and comes and approaches things with both heart and intellect. And I think that's really the gist of April for you, is finding this balance between this Queen of Swords, pragmatic, practical, getting all the details down, analytical energy, versus this Three of Cups, open-hearted, having fun, getting to live a little, getting to enjoy it. You're going to be finding the middle ground between these two energies, and I think you are going to be much happier for it. So, first, Making Magic card says prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. So again, we come back to this Nine of Pentacles. I do think for some of you, you are gaining something financially. You could come into a little bit of money, you get a promotion, you get a new job, something like that. But overall, really the feeling of this is success, something that you've worked really hard for, something that you've planned for with this Queen of Swords energy. You are finally coming into, or the outline of it is starting to take shape in your life. You can kind of see all this work that you've put in coming into fruition for you, and you have something to celebrate. And I think your friends want you to celebrate it, your family members want you to celebrate it, but you are always hesitant to kind of celebrate yourself or your own accomplishments, because there's just such a restlessness in this pile of like, when I accomplish something, I never take the time to just be like, yay, I did it. I'm always like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next step? And you're being really encouraged in the month of April to find that middle ground of being like, yeah, I can still be an ambitious person. I can still look forward to the future and decide what I want and how to keep improving. But that doesn't mean that I should dismiss the payoff of all this hard work that I put in. And with the Chariot here, you do learn how to celebrate this prosperity and this success that has come in for you. Your second Making Magic card is Philosopher's Stone, which says powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. So again, manifestation, I think that's really coming through in the Chariot. You utilize this Queen of Swords energy, this energy of planning, this energy of being clear-cut and concise about what you want, and learning how to effectively communicate why you deserve it, what you want, how you're going to get it. And because of that, because of all these steps that you've taken, and because of you verbalizing it, the universe is granting that to you, as evidenced by the Chariot, which is all about success and forward movement. So with your pile marker being the Book of Shadows / Secret, I think for a lot of you, you could have even written down or done a lot of journaling or made list of how you were going to accomplish a specific thing that's kind of coming into fruition for you. You know, it's something that you have really thoroughly planned and you've been manifesting in some kind of way. And it could be that you manifest by scripting. Could be that you manifest, maybe you practice magic of some variety and you wrote like an actual spell in a Book of Shadows that you have. But for a lot of you, generally, you have really either literally or symbolically or both put the pen to paper, so to speak. You've put your thoughts into words or you've made them tangible. So you've taken this idea, this thing that you've been fantasizing about, this thing that you've been wanting for a long time, and you finally made it so you have it in person. You can hold it in your hands and you get to experience it. And your friends just want to experience that with you. Your friends want to have fun with you and celebrate you. So let them. It's highly suggested for the people in this party to just let loose a little this month. You will be fine. You have the financial stability here with the Nine of Pentacles to spend a little extra spending money. It's not gonna, take you over. It's not going to make you go into poverty. You will be fine. And you're being really encouraged to learn how to lighten up a little in the month of April. All right, my pile ones, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, Wand, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the King of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Swords. For your Making Magic cards, we got Successful Career and Air. All right, my pile 2, so what is going on in the month of April for you? We start off your spread with this King of Pentacles, and immediately I'm hearing that this is a major player in your life in the month of April. And I'm hearing mostly that there are two kind of scenarios of who this person could be. So I'm getting, for some of you, this is like a boss or someone in a managerial role at the place where you work. For others of you, this is a love interest. It could also be someone that you work with, but I'm getting kind of 50-50 vibes that for some of you, this is a boss that you really want to impress or you want to approve of you or kind of acknowledge the work that you put in. For others of you, this is someone that you have a crush on or kind of like a fling with, something where you kind of want more acknowledgement or more clarity on what their feelings are towards you. So in either scenario, this person, the King of Pentacles, could be a Taurus or another earth sign, so Capricorn or Virgo, but most strongly Taurus, or they could have a prominent Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn placement in their natal chart, so Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally, this person embodies the traits of a Taurus, the traits of the King of Pentacles, which is someone who is reliable, mature. They could be older than you, either in age or just in emotional maturity. They kind of give off the vibe that they're older than they actually are. The person is probably pretty stable in their career path. They tend to be pretty good at expressing their emotions, although they're not really fond of like flamboyant displays. They tend to be a very chill, casual person. Like it's really hard to kind of inflame this person or make them kind of show any strong emotional reaction either way because they are so balanced internally. They could be a little bit stubborn though. And because they tend to be kind of balanced in their emotions, they can be kind of hard to read sometimes. Occasionally they do tend to overanalyze their own emotions, but really they're interested in sharing kind of sensual experiences with the people that they love. And I don't mean sensual necessarily in a sexy way. I just mean like they probably show the people that they care by being like, do you want a bite of this really good food? Or like, I'll make you dinner sometime. Or I really like the color of your outfit. You know, they're people who really notice these kind of sensual details in the day-to-day. And it's things that they want to share with other people. They might be a little bit materialistic sometimes because they have high standards in what they want to surround themselves with. But I find that kind of admirable. So just some general traits of who this person might be that we're talking about. interesting, immediately after this, we have the sequence of the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. And typically, these are all cards that have to do with the love life, which is why I think for a lot of you, this might be a romantic interest. But I'm also just very strongly picking up that this could just be someone you work with. So I will kind of run through the two scenarios of what I'm seeing here. So with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups, what I'm getting is it's hard to tell if the positive feelings that you have for this person, which are represented by the Ace of Cups, which is kind of feeling emotionally open with someone, feeling like you can trust them, like you can be vulnerable in your feelings with them, like you enjoy spending time with them. It's hard to tell whether or not that's reciprocated. The Two of Cups is kind of the reciprocal thing, but we have the Two of Cups followed by the Ace of Cups. And then we have the Lovers. And the Lovers obviously can indicate a love card, but it's also really a card that is about decisions. So it seems like there is the duality here of these two flopping energies where it's maybe like, yes, I really like this person, but do they really like me? Is it reciprocated? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like, yes, I think they really do like me, or they appreciate the work that I'm doing, or they want to date me, whatever that is. And then other times I'm like, actually, I don't know where I stand with this person. I don't know if they just see me as a friend or like their coworker. I don't know if they are just like kind of tolerating me, because they can be a little bit hard to read. Like, I know that they're at least receptive to me, or they're speaking to me kindly, but I don't know if they're just that way with everyone. So, for example, if this is someone that you work with, if it's a boss, for example, you might be someone who experiences imposter syndrome. You feel like, I need to prove myself, or I don't know if I'm living up to the standards of what people are expecting from me in this job. And I assure you that for most of you, you probably are. But I understand where that feeling's coming from. And sometimes you feel like, oh, my boss, sees the work that I put in and they appreciate it. And then other times you think, oh, they don't really think that highly of me, or it's hard to tell, And then if this is someone that you maybe have romantic feelings for, it's like, sometimes I don't know if they see me as like a sibling or a romantic partner. Sometimes I think they do, and then other times I'm like, maybe they're this nice to everyone, or maybe they're just like a flirty type of person. The Lovers here, as I said, this is really about decisions and duality. So I think maybe both of these things can be true, that they have this respect for you that they would have for like a friend, but they also might have romantic feelings for you, and maybe they flip-flop a little bit. And same thing with your boss. Maybe they appreciate you and they notice things that you've done, but it's not necessarily consistent because they're kind of absorbed in their own situation. But with the Lovers also generally representing long-term partnerships, I am seeing that you are gaining a lot more clarity in the month of April on what this person's feelings are towards you, and it does seem to be very positive. So whatever outcome you're looking for, you want more appreciation from your boss. You want them to kind of verbalize that, yeah, they like having you work there. They want you to be there for a while. They appreciate the things that you do. Or if it's someone that you have a crush on, they're like, yes, I actually really do like you. I want to get to know you more. I want to date you, whatever that situation is. They want to evolve into the next step, into whatever your relationship is, or they want a more committed approach to each other. And that's clarified by the last card in your spread, this Ace of Swords, which is all about receiving clarity and cutting through the haze or confusion. So this back and forth of not really knowing where you stand with this person or how they see you is going to be cleared up a lot in the month of April. Your first Making Magic card is Successful Career, which says a happy working environment, pay raises, and promotions. So this is one of the reasons why for a lot of you I say that. This is not necessarily romantic. This is something to do with work specifically, because you are getting feedback in the career space, whether that's through promotions, awards, pay raises, or just generally getting kind of a pat on the back or being really praised for the work you've done. You are kind of getting affirmation that you are being appreciated and you are being seen, and that your boss does see you as being capable and someone that should be a part of the team long term. The second Making Magic card is air, which says work with the element of air to cut through the core of a situation and see the truth. So this goes exactly with the Ace of Swords. Swords are the suit in the card deck that represents air, which is all about intellect and clarity and modes of thinking. So you are working with the element of air to cut through the core of the situation and see the truth. So you're cutting through this haze of not really knowing if your feelings or your positive, sense of placement in this person's life is reciprocated or not. And you are definitely receiving clarity in the month of April regarding that. Your pile marker is Wand, Intention. So this is a card that is all about setting intentions, realizing what it is that you want, and being able to verbalize it. And I think that really defining what it is that you are expecting from this person, or what would make you feel more comfortable or more seen, or what would give you more clarity in the situation. So for example, this is someone that you have a crush on. Maybe you need them to say outright, I like you and I want to be with you. Or maybe they've expressed that, but you haven't necessarily seen it through their actions. Maybe you want them to ask you on a date. If it's your boss, maybe you need that verbal affirmation, or maybe you need them to kind of give you a list of things that you've done well, or you want to ask them for a raise. Whatever it is, you need to decide what exactly it is that you are looking for from this person, because I think being able to visualize that is going to help you gain this clarity in the month of April. All right, my pile twos, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, Maven, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are Strength in Reverse, the 2 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, Judgment, and the 9 of Wands. For your Making Magic cards, we got Insight and the Elements. All right, my pile 3s, so in April, you are finding balance between the energy of this Strength in Reverse and this Queen of Wands. So Strength in Reverse here indicates to me that for a lot of you, you have a tendency to diminish your own creative impulses, your desire to kind of express yourself. And it could be that this stems from a childhood wound. For example, you could have been told that you were too much. You could have been bullied in school. Your family could have told you you were better seen and not heard, something like that. Or you just felt like your opinions, your values, the things you had to add to the world around you were not really valued. And because of that, there's this part of your personality that you feel you need to repress. There are things about yourself that maybe you feel are too extra, too flamboyant, too strange, too weird, too out there, that you feel like you have to tamper down around other people. And that is what this Strength in Reverse is all about. Because Strength upright is maybe learning how to cultivate those qualities and shape them so that way they benefit you. But in reverse, it feels almost like completely denying those parts of yourself. And especially, like I said, it feels like there's this really big emphasis on finding the balance between this feeling of needing to make yourself smaller in order to be appreciated, in order to be liked, loved, whatever, versus this Queen of Wands flamboyance that you have inside of you. So the month of April was really about this internal battle that you have of repression versus self-expression. This reminds me a lot of when I was younger and I was in a romantic relationship and I knew myself less and I had lower levels of self-confidence and self-respect, and I was willing to tolerate more. I just remember when like a romantic partner was not treating me in the way that I wanted to be treated, I would never be like, oh, this person is just not treating me right. I'd be like, clearly it's because there's something wrong with me. If I was more docile, or if I was more agreeable, if I wasn't so opinionated, if I wasn't, like this, if I just tampered these parts of myself down, then they'll like me more. So I would, kind of invert back into myself and try to make myself smaller and try to stay out of their way and not say anything, that would exacerbate the annoyance that I thought they were feeling towards me about who I am as a person, which is obviously not a good way to live, because at the end of the day, do you want someone who only likes you when you have to diminish yourself or you have to make yourself smaller? Do you want someone that only wants you when you are your most subservient, smallest, least adventurous self? And this doesn't have to be, a romantic capacity sort of thing. It could be that these are expectations that you've put on yourself. Maybe you are overly self-critical. It could be that you have body image issues, for example, and part of you really values self-expression. Maybe you really like fashion and style, but then another part of you feels a deep shame about your body to the point where you just want to hide it and you don't want to draw any attention to yourself by trying to dress the way that you want. Again, these are just examples, but it could be, criticism from yourself, criticism from other people in a non-romantic context that has kind of given you this this coping mechanism of being like, I can just kind of turn into myself, and that will make people like me more, or it'll make me like myself more, whatever that situation is. But I see that being a struggle for you, especially in the month of April, because we have this Queen of Wands in the middle of your spread. The Queen of Wands is a card that is so much about self-confidence, self-expression. It is someone who is fiery, charismatic, inspired, who chases after what they want, who values their own opinions, who values their desires, and is someone who celebrates life and themselves and is celebrated by the people around them for all of these unique, daring, charismatic qualities that they have. And so I feel like in the month of April, you might have a lot of creative impulses. You might be feeling more outgoing. You want to express yourself in new ways. You may take up new hobbies. You're just generally interested in finding new things to share about yourself, new modes of expression, new ideas that you are implementing into your life. For some of you, you might be on a quote unquote glow up journey. And then it feels like with the strength in reverse, sometimes it's like you do these things to put yourself out there or try new things or to make yourself feel more confident. And then there's still this part of you in the back of your mind that's like, well, maybe you're being too much, or maybe you're just embarrassing yourself. Maybe you should tone it down to not bring attention to yourself, because it just feels like there's this real lack of self-esteem in maybe just one specific area of your life. And with the Two of Pentacles here in the month of April, you are really having to find the balance between wanting to pursue these new things, wanting to prioritize yourself and build your confidence, and also the part of you that wants to hold yourself back and wants you to diminish yourself because it feels safer. And with the Judgment card here as the fourth card in your spread, definitely the Queen of Wands part of yourself, the part that wants to try new things and be adventurous and have fun and make new friends and try new things and develop new levels of self-confidence, is going to win out here, because Judgment is all about kind of a call to action, feeling really drawn to something, feeling like something's meant for you. And so I think there's this new thing that you're interested in, whether it's a glow up journey, you're interested in just generally feeling better about yourself. You're working on building your self-esteem. You're working on wearing clothing that makes you happy. You're working on trying new hobbies, even though you thought maybe people might make fun of you or you felt self-conscious about it before. And the thing is, this thing is really fulfilling to you. Whatever the situation is, it makes you feel a lot better. It makes you feel like you're on the right path. It gives you a feeling of control over your life. And it allows you to kind of say, I did this for myself. And I'm really proud of myself for even pursuing this, even though it's difficult, even though I have this part of me that tells me that I'm not good enough. And so it really feels like this calling is overshadowing this more insecure part of yourself in the month of April. With the Nine of Wands at the end of your spread, you still are kind of ending the month feeling like maybe you have these walls up, or feeling a little bit defensive, feeling like you have to guard yourself from your own desires. Because like I said, it feels safer to make yourself smaller and be like, I'm not putting myself at risk of disappointment. I'm not putting myself at risk of being made fun of. I'm not putting myself at risk of being liked less or loved less if I just try to mold myself into whatever I think someone else wants or whatever I think I should be. Which is why going from the Strength in Reverse, which is Major Arcana at the beginning of your spread, to this Nine of Wands, which is Minor Arcana at the end of the spread, is an improvement. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to get there overnight or, in 1 month. But even though you have these walls built up around yourself, even though you are defensive and a little bit overly protective of yourself, I think you are starting to realize that you are safer than you think you are, and that the person that has your back the most is you. And you can get to the finish line without bullying yourself. It's going to be easier if you're nicer to yourself along the way. It's like, what's the advice that people give? They're like, you can't hate yourself into becoming a different person. So I've heard that applied a lot to like body image issues, for example. So you can't just repeatedly tell yourself that, I'm not a worthy person, or I'm not attractive or whatever, and use that as your motivation to try to be more attractive, because it doesn't make you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel like you'll never be enough. It's kind of this like self-repeating, self-defeating prophecy that you've spoken yourself into. And I think that works for a lot of things. But once you realize, I can still want to change, but I don't have to hate where I am at now in order to get there. I don't have to be mean to the person that I am right now. I'm a person, I'm still learning, and I guarantee you there's nothing like outrageously wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anyone that is watching these videos probably has any truly egregious, heinous personality traits. I think that a lot of the times, and I do think most of my audience is probably women or like gay men, to be honest. So I think a lot of the times that demographic has been kind of taught to make themselves smaller in their relationships with their family members, with their romantic partners. So it's really coming out that April is all about kind of reconnecting with who you are internally, what it is that you want in your life, and what kind of person you want to be, and learning how to be kind to yourself where you're at now. You do not have to, go through life hating yourself. You don't have to go through life feeling bad or feeling like you can finally be happy or enjoy your time once you reach a specific milestone. Because in reality, you may never reach whatever milestone that is. And then if you do, you might feel like it's not enough. So it's good to be able to enjoy the journey, to appreciate where you're at now, to appreciate all the work you put in, and appreciate the good qualities that all of your friends and all of your family members see in you, because you are this Queen of Wands. You are someone who is bold, who can make decisions, who has ambition, who comes across as funny, who comes across as interesting, charming, someone who can be the life of the party. And I think it's more important for you to focus on the ways in which you do light up a room than the ways in which you, can succumb to these insecurities that you have like lingering in your mind. So your first Making Magic card is Insight, which says opens the third eye to strengthen intuition. And that's so funny. This goes exactly with the Judgment card. And actually in this card, she has her third eye open. Like I said, Judgment is about finding your calling, or things that are really meant for you, things that are destined for you in this lifetime. And so I feel like in April, you are coming closer to the person that you are meant to be, which is someone who learns how to appreciate yourself, You're learning how to give yourself more love. You're learning how to be more patient and kind with yourself and overcome these feelings that you have to make yourself smaller in order to be appreciated. Your second Making Magic card is the Elements, which says the elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. To me, the Nine of Wands is often a card about boundaries. It's a card about putting up fences and building up walls, and sometimes that can be a positive thing, like it's a form of self-protection, but sometimes you're doing it too much to your own detriment, where you are closing yourself off from experience, or you're closing yourself off from taking risk out of fear of looking foolish, out of fear of failure, and because of that, you're holding yourself back from achieving your dreams or doing things that you really want to do. And so it seems like with this card, this is kind of an iteration that it doesn't have to be you holding yourself back or being so protective of yourself or being so scared that you are going to be hurt by another person, by this situation, whatever it is. You can trust that all of that worrying you do for yourself, all of those boundaries you put up, are not necessary because you are being protected and guided by the universe. And this is all encapsulated in the pile marker that you selected, Maven, which says balance, which is exactly what the Two of Pentacles is about, balance. You're finding the balance between this part of you who can be overly critical and this part of you who has a lot of passion and drive and wants to try new things. Because being critical is not necessarily a bad trait to have. It's good to have a certain level of criticism for yourself because you want to grow as a person. You want to continue to self-develop. You want to, refine your moral constitution. You want to find ways to improve. But you don't have to do it in such a way where your version of criticism of yourself is to say that I need to remove these qualities that I already have. It should always be about growth instead of diminishment. And I think finding that balance, learning to retrain the way that you are approaching your life, the world around you through your brain, from being, oh, this would be better if I was less this way, instead of I can utilize the qualities that I have in order to accomplish this goal because I am this way, not I have to make myself less this way, but I can really use this quality that I already have to my advantage to get to where I want to be. It's all about reframing in your mindset. And I think when you speak to yourself in a more kind, optimistic kind of way, you will really start to enjoy life more too, because the Queen of Wands is someone who really enjoys her life and prioritizes fun along with her passions. And so in the month of April, I really see you kind of building this level of self-confidence and trying something new. And I do see it working out for you. And you will still have these lingering doubts, but it feels like because you feel so drawn to this thing that you are doing and it feels so fulfilling to you, it kind of eases the burden of these insecurities. And it also helps you be able to talk to yourself in a more rational way, which is a really good journey to have. It feels very internal for the month of April, but it's a very important internal transition. All right, my pile threes, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, hand fasting, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Six of Wands, the King of Cups, the Sun, the Three of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. For your Making Magic cards, we got Sun and Self-Confidence. Okay, well, my pile 4s, it looks like the month of April is really fantastic for you. We start off your spread with the Six of Wands, which is a card about victory and celebration. So for a lot of you, I do see you celebrating a particular event. And for a lot of you, you are celebrating with a romantic partner. So it could be that you already have a romantic partner, or this is someone that you have recently started dating. If that doesn't resonate, I do see you having something else to celebrate, or, celebrating with people that love you who will be in your life for a long time. And in particular, I see that for a select few of you, you may even be eloping, like getting married kind of in secret in the month of April. Take that as it resonates. I feel like if you are intending to elope, you probably already have some inclination that you might do that. But I am getting that message pretty strongly, at least for, someone watching this file. So, but the Six of Wands, definitely there's something to celebrate here. And I do think that for a lot of you, this is something romantic. Maybe you have reached a new level of commitment with someone. So maybe, for example, if you've been casually dating someone, you are now in a committed relationship. If you've been in a committed relationship, maybe you're deciding to move in together. If you're, maybe you decide to get engaged, maybe you're getting married this month, whatever that is, I do see a higher level of commitment in some form coming in for you in the month of April. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although the vibes of this pile are very romance-centered. It could be that you have reached a new level of friendship, or you've gotten, a new level of trust, a new level of partnership with other people in your life. So it could be that you went into business with a friend or a family member, or you decided to become roommates with someone, or you're attending someone else's wedding, like a friend's wedding, something of that variety. But I do see you having something to celebrate or being at a celebration in the month of April. And there is a special player in your life in the month of April, and that is this King of Cups energy. And the King of Cups is a Scorpio card, but could also be another water sign, so Cancer or Pisces, but most strongly Scorpio energy here, or it could be a water sign placement in the natal chart, so Moon, Rising, Venus. And the King of Cups is someone who is kind of like poet vibes, like someone who really is able to kind of find the beauty in the mundane, someone who's emotionally open, someone who knows how to compromise, someone who's really in tune with the feelings of other people, empathic, probably really good with children and animals, someone who can be creative and artistic, in particular when it comes to writing or painting or anything that involves kind of weaving a story or illustrating an idea or a concept in some kind of way. The King of Cups can also be kind of ideal spousal material because they are very loyal, they're very emotionally involved, they can be extremely passionate and romantic, as I said, and they really crave kind of a deep spiritual connection, so they're not interested in short-term flings. They know what they want, they're loyal to what they want, and they're passionate about what they want. And with the Sun in the middle of your spread, the Sun is the happiest card in the tarot deck. So I see for a lot of you that you will be traveling or going on a short trip in the month of April. And in particular, you could be going somewhere where it's a little more sunny or a little more warm. So for example, you could be traveling to the beach. You go on vacation to a country that's like closer to the equator. It's a little warmer. Something along those lines. But generally, the Sun to me indicates that you will be really just enjoying life and having fun and appreciating the small things. I'm hearing like doing things that are not necessarily these huge kind of big events, but just really enjoying like figuring out how to enjoy your day. So maybe going on a nice walk and just really enjoying the sunshine, or really enjoying your phone calls with your friends, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be something extravagant, but really just having a lot of good moments in the month of April. Really finding joy in the simplicity of things. And I think that this person, this King of Cups energy that is in your life, really helps with that, because it is someone who tends to be really good at romanticizing the mundane. And I think that rubs off on you a little bit in the month of April. So the reason why I think a lot of you are traveling is because we have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands is a card that is about short-term travel, or kind of seeing things that you've planned come to fruition. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you are going on some kind of trip, and maybe you are going with this King of Cups figure. Maybe it is a celebratory trip. You're celebrating graduating from school. You're celebrating a promotion. Whatever it is, you are just really enjoying this break that you have. You're really enjoying getting away. You're really enjoying spending time with whoever this person is. And with the Seven of Swords here, this is why I really get the vibe that there's someone that's watching this file who is eloping. Because the Seven of Swords is a card about secrecy, and sometimes it can be kind of about like sneaking away from everyone else. So doing something in secret. So it could be even that you take this trip and you don't really like tell a lot of people about it. Like I said, for a few of you, it could be that you are literally eloping, like you're not telling people you're getting married, and you go off and maybe you have your little like honeymoon or something. But for a lot of you, I do see this being a trip that you are keeping kind of private. Maybe you don't post all the pictures online. Maybe you're spending a lot of time off your phone, or you're detoxing from social media. And that's one of the things that you're really enjoying about this trip, is that there's not a pressure to document it. You're just really allowing yourself to kind of live in the moment and appreciate the present, which can be really hard to do sometimes in the kind of world that we live in now, which is so fast-paced. And, it's like people kind of expect or demand access to us 24/7, whether that's through social media or the kind of like grind mindset that permeates the work culture of today. So I think it's really beneficial for you to take a break from everyone else, to take a break from these expectations, to get away from work, to get away from social media, and just enjoy the time that you have with this person in this new place, wherever it is. And I see it being just a really great month for you, honestly. And that is reiterated by your first Making Magic card, which is Sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. So again, we have the Sun card in the middle of your spread, and we also have the Sun as the Making Magic card. And I don't think I ever talk about how I shuffle these, but usually I'll overhand shuffle, and I just take jumpers, which are the cards that pop out while I'm shuffling. I don't pick the cards myself. So as I was shuffling this one, I think the Sun came out for a second, but I wasn't really sure if it was me or if it was the deck itself. So I put it back in, and it came out a second time. I was like, okay. So definitely with the Sun as a tarot card here, and as you're Making Magic spread, it's just reiterating to me that this is such a happy month for you, because like I said, the Sun is the happiest card to get in the tarot. It's a best card to get in any reading, I think, because it really just shines light and makes everything around it so much brighter. And with it brings fame and fortune. This kind of coincides with the Six of Wands to me, which is a card about celebration, but it can also be a card of recognition or other people recognizing your accomplishments. So for a lot of you, you could be going on a trip to celebrate something in particular that you have done recently or accomplished recently, and people are taking note of that. So it could be that you get a lot of congratulatory text, or people try to throw a party for you, whatever that situation is. Your second Making Magic card is Self-Confidence, which says strong self-belief and a sense of worth, which, guess what, also coincides with the Sun, which can also represent confidence. And so together, you're really just feeling yourself. I think you're really proud of the things that you've accomplished. You're really enjoying life. You're having a lot of fun. You're learning how to appreciate being present and the people around you. I think you are feeling a lot of gratitude in the month of April for the connections that you have with your friends, with your family, with romantic partners if you have one, and with the world in particular. I just heard Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, which is an album that is very springy to me, because it's kind of this meditation on connection to the world and nature, but also love. And so that might be an album that you listen to, or one that you want to listen to, but I get the sense that you are just feeling really connected to the world around you, to nature. You feel really in awe of the universe, and sometimes we need to have that perspective. I think it's very easy a lot of the times for people to kind of think, oh, the universe is so big, and then they take a kind of nihilistic approach to it, and they're like, oh, that means that I'm really small and insignificant and nothing I do matters. But it's no, the world is so big and you still exist, and all of these people around you exist, and you have the opportunity to like meet them and build your life and experience all of these things that, you know, if one thing had gone wrong like millions of years ago, you might not be here. Or if this person hadn't met this person, you wouldn't be able to experience all of these like wonderful things that life has to offer. And so it feels like you're really having this kind of existential joy in the month of April, which is a really nice place to be. And your pile marker, hand fasting, which says union, is all about partnerships. It could be about marriage. So again, for some of you, someone watching this pile, really feel like you're eloping. But for a lot of you, April is really a time to reflect on all of the wonderful relationships that you have in your life with your family members, with your friends, with your romantic partner. I think you're really feeling close to the people around you and nature, and you're having a lot of fun while you're traveling and celebrating whatever it is that you've accomplished, or celebrating something for your friends. Great month for you, Pile Force. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.